First Samuel chapter number 16. The beginning of that text is a follow-up conversation of a conversation that began in First Samuel 15. That God had told Samuel to go to the house of, he said he has found a man after his heart in Israel. Pay attention to this. In First Samuel chapter number 16, look at what happened. God told Samuel, he said, for how long will you mourn over Saul? The real physical mourning for Saul will later begin in 2 Samuel chapter number 1. But spiritually, the mourning began in 1 Samuel chapter number 16. Say, for how long will you mourn over Saul, seeing I've rejected him from reigning over Israel? Fill thine horn with oil and go. I will send thee to Jesse, who the Bethlehemite, for I provided me who? A king among his sons. Listen to this. When God said, I have provided myself a king among his sons, one of the requirements for kingship is largeness of heart. You follow what I'm saying? Meaning that the Davidic grace now will be, who is the person that can be trusted with a journey where there will be so much hurt, but yet will not be on the journey to revenge? That's a king. In 1 Samuel chapter number 17, on behalf of the nation of Israel, David killed Goliath. From that same 1 Samuel 17, Saul wanted his life, and he pursued David till he died. It was so bad that Saul began to make a fool out of himself. That one time Saul slept off in a very ridiculous way, that David went to where he was laying. The men that were with Saul, they are men that you can't break into their camp, but that day they all slept off. And David caught a part of his garment and held it and stood there and said, all this while you've been pursuing my life, if I wanted to kill you, I would have killed you. This is the hem of your garment. So it's there. Look at what Saul said that day. He said, now I know you are a righteous man. You have the occasion to kill me, you did not. He said, I will turn back now and go. He left, only to come back again. Saul died pursuing David. For what David didn't do. If David wanted to kill Saul, he had the opportunity. God is looking for those who will not stab back. You will have if people listen to your story, they say, oh, you have the justification, but you will refuse to do what? Stab back. Let me tell you something. There are people that you will look at, and what you feel about them is the love of Christ, not association. Not the need to associate. Why? They are still as brutal as they were when they hurt you. I have decided I will love this person, but from a spot that it is possible to remain in love with you in Christ, and that spot may be distance. Yes. There are homes you don't go back to live in. No. You have the tendency of not being a Christian there, so you love from afar now. Are you following what I'm saying here? This is very important. Pay attention to what I'm showing you now. Now, in 2 Samuel chapter number 1, Saul killed himself. Are you aware? Or is it a coincidence that Ahithophel went on a journey of bitterness, he killed himself? Saul too, on the journey of bitterness, he killed himself. I'm saying once you are bitter, it is with your own hand. I will not mention who, I'm going to tell you a case. One time as a child, somebody was coming towards me to hurt me. Somebody who were together at the same house was coming towards me to hurt me. Was charging towards me. All right, as she tried to enter the place where I was, the knuckle of the door entered into the arm. The person was so much hurt. Me that you wanted to come and hurt, I'm the one that was now removing it from the muscles of the hand. Because once you go on that journey, it's a frantic journey. You will kill yourself, and the people who made you do it will survive. If there's any decision you must make this year, is that you will stop living a life of reaction. You will respond to issues calculatively. You will what? You will look at people, they've served you, saw, drink. Listen, Jesus said on the cross, I test. John chapter number 19. What did they give him? Vinegar. I was showing you a story now. If you follow PPC, David, life. David was running from Saul. He went to the house of the priest, the camp of the priest. When you feel what I'm saying? Just like somebody was trying to kill you, you went to your pastor's house. You expect everybody you see there should be normal, right? When he got there, he met a man. The man came there with his family. The priest was making sacrifices on their behalf. They were having atonement. The man was watching. David went to tell, and the Bible says that the man has been there for some days. I think 3 days. So David told the priest, do you have food? He said, well, there's hallowed bread, not common bread. If the men have at least kept themselves from women. So they gave him hallowed bread. And then the priest also gave him the sword of Goliath. Meanwhile, this is somebody that the priest has been laboring over for some days now, still there. When the priest was done, the man left. That guy went from the priest to tell Saul, I know where David is. Saul came with his host. They gathered the priest and his family like goats and put them outside. And Saul commanded one of his soldiers, kill them. The guy that the priest did not labor over could not touch them. He was too afraid. When he looked at the one who had been there, that the priest just finished with, he was the one, he did not hesitate. He brought out his sword and killed all of them. There are people you will labor over but will stab you. I'm telling you. When they report your matter, they will report and paint you like a demon. You must know how to recover. If not, you will lose your place of kingship. Uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. Are you feeling what I'm saying here? People will look at you and listen. Hosanna today, crucify him tomorrow. They will look at you and call you. They say, I was just. See, you must learn to understand life and judge it for what it is. Love people, but don't expect too much. Man will always be man. That's the fact. I love the counsel of Daddy Jew, and it's a very powerful counsel as touching judging the relationship. But let me give you in a refined way, or in a more contextual way now. Never place charisma over resilience. Never. People should weigh in your heart based on what they have survived around you. Leave it at that.